Hello everyone, hope all is well at your end. Today I'm going to share with you another amazing ancient Maya archaeological site in Belize. It is a very isolated location in Cayo district. After having fun at the crystal clear water of the beach on your vacation in Belize, you can plan your vacation checking out 10 pyramids scattered around Belize. Your vacation in Belize will not be complete without visiting Caracol Pyramids. It is like going to Egypt but did not see the pyramids of Giza. Caracol Pyramids are on a very isolated location. It is about 200 square kilometers and 500 meters above sea level. It is surrounded by jungle and the nearest town is San Ignacio with only approximately 25,000 population. This site covers such a vast area that in 2009, archaeologists used LiDAR to survey this area. There are 267 structures per square kilometers within this ancient city of 200 square kilometers. That means there are 53,400 stone structures in the yellow box. This is what Belize City looks like today. It is approximately 36 square kilometers in area size. With the size of Belize City in mind, if Caracol City is 200 square kilometers, that means it can fit 5.5 cities of Belize. Such assumption made no sense. Imagine this is 5.5 times Belize. Something happened and not one person was left here within 50 years. There will be evidence of a civilization with 100,000 population. Instead, we have pockets of a few ancient houses here and there that proves nothing but a bunch of primitive people once lived here. Based on this LiDAR map, the epicenter of Caracol is about 1 square kilometers. According to mainstream estimates, Caracol ancient city was once bustling with 200,000 people. That is 2 times more dense than Belize today in terms of population per square kilometer. It should leave plenty of evidence of an ancient city, but yet we lack evidence of a big town, let alone a city. In proportion to the size of Belize city from an aerial view, Caracol ancient city should have residential housing area density something like this. If citizens of Belize were to disappear within 50 years, you can tell it was a busy area even if you come back 1,300 years later. So where did the 200,000 people live in ancient times? According to official version, Rosa Mai, a native logger, reported this site in 1937. It was then documented by A.H. Anderson, an archaeological commissioner the same year. Anderson renamed it to Caracol in 1938. The name during the Mayan Empire was Uxwitz Ajau, which means Three Hills Lord. This name was Hispanicized to Oxhuitza. Caracol was inhabited since 3,200 years ago. The civilization collapsed before 950 AD has yet to be explained. How can a civilization that burns the surrounding forest for hundreds of years to make mortar, to build useless monuments, suddenly disappear from existence? Caracol Pyramid is the largest structure in Belize. It was built 1,300 years ago. If it takes 100 years to build, the king would be long dead before it was completed. This king must be thinking for other kings. Who in their right mind wants a superstructure that takes 3 generations to build and is for other kings? This huge pyramid looks like a massive base for 3 pyramids which disappear behind the photo. It can be a palace, tomb, or temple, depending on how you want to interpret. Ka'ana Pyramid, also known as Sky Palace, is the largest structure in the entire country. This pyramid is so big, it has 3 pyramids on top of this pyramid. The Mayans were definitely obsessed with pyramids. These three pyramids on top of Sky Palace Pyramid is an interesting construction. It has over 70 rooms, but because some have dead bodies, it is also called a tomb. I'm not sure why the Mayas built this as a palace but buried the dead as well. I just find it strange to have a pyramid palace with dead bodies instead of mausoleum just like everyone else. At the end of my fact findings, I am still puzzled as to why Maya civilization were obsessed with building a 43-meter tall pyramid to have only about 70 rooms when the material is enough to build a structure for 7,000 rooms. There is no shortage of monuments for you to see here, although I think mainstream calls them loosely as tombs or palaces or temples. They all have one thing in common. We know extremely little about them. It is like if you see a dead body, then it is a tomb. If you see a small sun god related artifact, then it is a temple. If it is super awesome but it is neither a tomb or a temple, then it is a palace. Our modern observatory has a powerful lens to observe the sky in all directions. That is why it is in the shape of a dome. However, the Maya civilization has no lens and definitely no telescope. This structure is just a big block of stones. We tend to look at this structure and calls it an observatory because it looks like our modern day observatory. Do you think the Mayas would chisel and drag few 100,000 tons of stones from an unknown bedrock so that they can observe the sky when all they need is a guy with Vision 2020 to lie down on top of the Sky Palace? From an aerial view, this structure looks like a typical advanced civilization monument which we will probably never know what it is. If this is in India or China, it will probably be called a stupa because it looks like a stupa. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching my presentation on Caracol Pyramids and see you next time. Adios. Hasta luego.